Have you ever thought about what's known about you? Every click, every swipe, every photo, everything. It's 2024, and we've gone from being mostly mysterious as humans to almost completely tracked. I'm a data artist, and I make work about the future of data about you. And before you just go, oh God, I just want to hide, I will tell you, I think this whole thing is going to turn upside down. Your data will be irresistible. I actually want my data. When I was a kid, I was the tallest one in the class and really awkward, and I couldn't wait to grow up. I thought everything in the future would be better. You know, part of it is I think I might actually grow into my actual size. But when I started making artwork, it was all about time, imagined time, not data, but it was just the way I imagined all those little bits of time, forward, backward. At one point, I actually tried to measure my time so hard. I found this guy who tracked every minute of his time, color-coded, 24 hours a day. And I was like, it's just the way I imagined it. I was like, I loved this. So I grabbed all of his data, downloaded it, and started to make work. Cut, painted, stacked. I love this idea of seeing yourself by how you spent your time. But then I realized there was a way I could track my time while I slept. So I got this little sensor and was able to see my sleep data. Light sleep, REM sleep, deep sleep every night. And I was so disappointed. I thought I was this A+ sleeper. It turns out I'm like a C-. But I didn't want to be the only one wearing this little thing, so I got one for my husband, who goes, oh, just you wait. I'm a terrible sleeper. Turns out he's an amazing sleeper most of the time, but he only remembers the bad. And I thought, that's so him. What if these things can measure your personality? So I grabbed all the data and I created this rule system, like an art algorithm. I even folded up the little bad bits and put it in a show in Los Angeles. It got a ton of press, and the sleep company found me. Data. I saw so much sleep data. And you realized it's so specific, unique to you, like a fingerprint, like a portrait, like a data portrait. And I thought, that's such a good idea. I'm going to measure everything and use myself for research. I'll live in the future and really pay attention to how it feels. I studied patterns in the data, things that reflect something about you, almost like a neural Fibonacci. Those unconscious proportions. We go the same places, we repeat ourselves, we like routine. And after a while, I thought, how would these feel if they were large scale, textured walls in the spaces that we live? Almost like ambient data that feels and looks like art. And after months, the walls of my studio were filled with these patterns of my data. And I thought, how do these feel? They felt real. They felt human. They felt organic. They felt personal. They felt comforting. They felt like me. And I thought, what if that's the whole point? What if data is a way to see yourself with art? Because art makes data sticky. It gets you to look longer. You know, numbers are really abstract concepts, but we understand pattern intuitively. So Maybe that's exactly what happens. Your data is abstracted as pattern, and then it plays back to you as art. Your data is art. So I look at the future and I think, data is not about advertising. I think data is about identity. Who am I? Who am I? I think about that too tall kid that was awkward and was trying to figure out who I was. Who could I become? I think we get so wrapped up in this notion that data is about advertisers trying to track us, when what if our data could be used for something else entirely? To understand who we are with art. I look for chances to fill spaces with data, and unconsciously, people find it comforting and joyful. This is my subterfuge. I fill spaces with data, and people like it. I want my data. I want what I dreamed as a little kid, to be able to see into the future and understand who I could become. So let me just say, take back your data. No, seriously, take back your data and turn it into art. See you Saturday at the gallery.